The New Deal was a series of government programs organized by Franklin Delano Roosevelt and Congress aimed to guide America out of its depression. The New Deal was based upon the three R's: relief, recovery, and reform. The three R's were designed to lower the unemployment rate, help stabilize and fix the economy, and help prevent future depressions.
There were two distinguishable versions of the New Deal, the first and second New Deal. While the first New Deal took a conservative approach on relief efforts, the second New Deal was considered more liberal and controversial.
In 1933, America reached the height of the Great Depression, and in March of that year, FDR was inaugurated as president. In his first inaugural address, he assured the American people that the only thing we had to fear is fear itself.
The next day, he declared that the next 4 days would be a national bank holiday to stop people from withdrawing money from the insolvent banks. After the fourth day, Congress passed the first act of the New Deal, the Emergency Banking Act, which reorganized banks and closed the ones that couldn't pay back their debts. Then FDR urged people to put their money back in the banks. 3 months later, almost a quarter of the insolvent banks had reopened.
In May, the Tennessee Valley Authority Act was signed, allowing the government to build dams along the Tennessee River that controlled flooding and created inexpensive electricity for the people in that region. In the same month came the Agriculture Adjustment Act, where commodity farmers would be paid for stop farming temporarily to end the food surplus and raise prices.
And in June, the National Industrial Recovery Act gave workers the right to unionize to seek better wages and working conditions. It also established a federally funded Public Works Administration. In addition, the first New Deal brought 12 more acts and agencies that stimulated the economy and put Americans back to work.
The second New Deal came in the spring of 1935, after it was clear that the Depression would persist if more aggressive actions weren't taken. In April, the Works Progress Administration was enacted. The government would employ the unemployed to build bridges, schools, highways, and other public projects. From the day it was created, it received much criticism, much like the majority of the second New Deal, but in the long term proved to be successful for the nation, creating jobs for many in need. The administration was one of the crown jewels of the work relief programs in FDR's alphabet soup agencies.
In August, the Social Security Act was created. This gave benefits to old and injured workers with unemployment insurance and financial aid for dependent mothers, children, the blind, and the physically handicapped.
Steinbeck conveys his sympathy towards the farmers in his writing In the Grapes of Wrath. Additional agencies that helped Dust Bowl relief included the CCC, or the Civilian Conservation Corps, created to promote conservation of the environment and building a good citizen through intense outdoor labor. The purpose was to raise youth interest in helping the environment and preventing kids from doing bad things. It operated for the unemployed or unmarried young men. And the RA, or the Resettlement Administration, created to initially aid those with a career focused in agriculture. Federal government funds were given to farmers so they could resettle on better land.
Another agency was the FSA, Farm Security Administration. The FSA lended money to tenant farmers at low interest rates. This got them off the ground and back to work. They set up cooperative farmsteads in California for tenant farmers.
The farmers see the New Deal as an opportunity for work and for a change in the downward spiral of the economy. New Deal programs provide relief to the homeless and poor, recovery of the economy through newly imposed work programs by giving the unemployed jobs, and reform through the new changes brought on by the New Deal policies.